Always seconded by Commissioner Bridges.
Commissioner Holloway.
Yes.
Commissioner Bridges.
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon.
Yes.
Mayor Cole.
Yes, sir. Report of business of the police report. Chief Anderson.
So the month of April was a little bit slower in call volume wise. It seems like a lot of the traffic with Myron Corey is finally starting to slow down a little bit. We haven't had as many semis around the courthouse. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but we have been doing pretty well with that. People can finally read the huge billboards and stuff that are up there. So we've been doing good with that. With James leaving, we have been doing a little bit of delegation of duties and stuff there at the police department. Although James didn't really do the evidence, that's just something off my plate to get me where I can free up some time. We did get Matt Thomas, y'all can see in the paper that I gave y'all. We did give him a promotion to evidence technician. With that, it has a list of job duties that I've already attached in here with it, and his responsibilities as an evidence technician. It did come with a pay raise, which is also in there. I think it was 50 cents an hour add-on. That was about what everybody else is doing around here in the area. Me and Mr. Griggs got together and discussed all of that. I've already talked with Matt about that. We just needed to present it to the commission. Other than that, we did get the flooring done inside the PD. It looks awesome. I've gotten some touch-up painting that I've been trying to do. But I will tell you, the last 2 weeks we have been slammed with calls. If it wasn't for the sheriff's office assisting us, I don't know what we'd be doing. The sheriff's office is really great at assisting us. We had like 3 or 4 calls back to back within an hour the other day, and I mean it has been crazy. I don't know if it's the warm weather or what, but it has been wild. I previously talked about our firearms training. We did get a vehicle donated to us for firearms training. We have scheduled that. I believe we're going to try to get with the sheriff's office again. We normally try to knock out all of this. It's a good opportunity, good training. So we want everybody in our area to be well trained with all of it. But other than that, we've just been doing a bunch of administrative things, catching up with KLC policies and stuff like that. Our call volume did go down a little bit last month. We only had 194 calls for service and 92 alcohol checks for the city. You can see the individual officer report that is attached to the report as well. That's it.
Appreciate your work and getting the flooring, the PDs.
I think we do have some other stuff that we're going to talk about. It might be on about hiring another officer. I think it's just a discussion to advertise or something like that. I haven't seen there. I think it's on there.
Haven't had any looks advertising or certifying an officer.
We did have one person that was interested and decided that due to money, he was going to stay where he was at.
Anybody have any questions? Chief Member. Well, appreciate you. Keep up the good work, man. All right. Public Works. Have a report for Public Works.
His is part of mine.
Okay.
Kind of wrap them together.
So we'll just skip right on over to you.
All right. On my report, Steve Reed with the Reed Backflows, he visited me, and I think I put something in the packets. He provided an update on the people that he visited, getting them compliant. Most everyone's been receptive to becoming compliant with the policies and the Kentucky administrative regulations on that. So we're continuing on it. Did discover a couple of new ones, and he's working with them to get their backflow situation taken care of. Speaking of Public Works, working with them in coffee construction on cracks forming on the repaired section of Terrace Drive. Might remember in 2022, the section of Terrace Drive was repaired, a curb was put in place and all, and there's some cracks forming up there. And as a matter of fact, the worst section, there's a void underneath it. I know he saw it, and Ben took his camera that's got the little end on it and stuck it down in there, and it's about 18 inches at its worst spot. So we're wanting to see what's happening, what's causing that to settle. So the plan is to set that worst section, see what's happening under that asphalt, and possibly add a layer of something stronger. Because previously, back in 2022, they just filled it with dirt and then covered it. So they're looking at putting something in there that'll hold it a little bit longer, and then keep a close eye on the cracks. Because Ben felt like, with Coffee's Construction, felt like that the cracks are probably going to be your worst enemy. We got to make sure that if we catch a crack, that it gets fixed immediately, because water getting down in there is an issue. And we'll make sure that Public Works has the adequate sealants and stuff on hand to take care of any cracks.
Coffee's did that work initially in 22, right?
Yeah, 22. Will Greer, I caught up with him. Four Rivers is almost done with the students part of the Floyd Heath Bridge, and they'll be ready to set in place this week. Southern Metal Roofs has completed the work on the West Hickman pumping station, so we've got a new roof on there. I've contacted several fence companies about the Magnolia Bluff fence, put together a package of some pictures and some information from the Corps for a scope of work on it, kind of focusing on the 100 to 200 foot section in the middle that needs the most attention for now. And the Heritage fence is supposed to meet with us on Wednesday, and got a couple others that are supposed to be scheduling meetings with us on that. We were turned down for now, as they call it, on our Kentucky Waters grant. We did get one of the highest scores of people of those that did of the many non-approved projects. Half of the funding went to one county in eastern Kentucky, and that one county is where their water and sewer systems were in really critical shape, as in they were having regular outages. People were doing without water for like hours and days at a time. So they had a critical need, and that's where most of the money went. On that vein, I'm working with Matea and Dennis at the PAD on applying for a CDBG, Community Development Block Grant, for most of the maintenance on the clear well, possibly sand pipes. We'll see. It's not in the limits on it will not allow us to do the whole plant, but we can get the clear well, and that's the big one, because Division of Waters got it in our corrective action plan to address the clear well. We may do some of that work locally as well. We're addressing some eligibility hurdles with the Community Development Block Grant. Some of you might remember several years ago we tried to apply for police cars for such a grant, and we found out that we did not meet the LMI, low median income, and it was kind of crazy that we did not meet the LMI, but we're still having that hurdle, so we're kind of looking at some options to address that hurdle. We do have a group of geologists from the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. They're coming to Hickman tomorrow and Tuesday to take some samples and measurements on the bluff where it's sliding. Their data is going to help some of the upcoming studies and might speed up that process a little bit. I think we all can agree I can't come fast enough for it. Federal Reserve is meeting with local leaders in Fulton on May the 20th, but I'm going to have a scheduling conflict because our Clearwell project is on the Water Management Council agenda that morning. You definitely want to be at that meeting for our project. So, but I may try to make an appearance to touch base with the Federal Reserve. They're touring several areas in the county that day, and they're interested in the infrastructure projects. We're maintaining regular contact with the accounting firms for the audit. CRS hopes to complete the next reconciliation at the end of this week. Assisted David with submitting the corrective action plan to the Division of Water, the quarterly update. The bottom line is real simple. We need money. The needs outpace what we can afford internally. Jessica and I have worked with Republic. We've had some ongoing issues off and on with trash service since the middle of the month, since the middle of last month, actually middle of April. There were roughly a section of 25 missed customers that paid through our utility bills and lived just east of the city, off 94. Not sure what happened there other than Republic, I think, made an error in geography. I think they were thinking that that part of 94 was not Hickman, and it was, because they thought they had sent out mailers and stuff to people ahead of time. They did not. But they have reached out to the customers as best they could personally, if they could, by phone, and they've got the problem resolved for now. Still having some occasional missed pickups, and we're reporting those regularly. Some issues with people's cans getting picked up and such as that. And on that note, just so everyone knows, that contract expires in March of 27. But of course, it has to go up for bid this summer because you have to give a lead time, especially if you change services. So it will actually go up for bid this summer as the city took bids and entered into the contract that we're in with Republic in September 2021. Been working on a park plan and updating our files about the parks, which are badly outdated, and we need good information, not just about the total acreage and total area in the parks, but we also need to know specific parts of the parks, like the tennis courts in the Jeff Green Park, that section, the green space, different places to really seriously apply for park grants and be considered. Mark Paraski has been helping me a little bit on that project. He did have to go to guard, but he plans to help me with a plan and seek out most of park and infrastructure money when he comes back from the guard. Brandon Watts submitted me a quote at the last minute this afternoon for clearing the Magnolia Bluff, so it's too late to put the packets, but I'll send that to everyone. The bottom sections are what he's really concerned about, not the top. From the top, it doesn't look too bad, but he said the lower sections really need to be cleared because they're putting pressure on the membrane. So I will get that to everybody. It's probably something that's going to have to be bid out. It's a pretty big quote.
I mentioned to Ricky Parker to come put something together, and he had said that he had something, he was gonna look for it,
Okay.
and then go back and revisit.
Yeah, that would be great, because we're going to need some quotes on it, because like I said, the bottom section is really what Brandon said was of concern, because it is pushing on the membrane. And that's what I have.
Any questions for Robert?
I do have a comment, like you were talking about with the grant and the population. Remember the USDA grant that we were applying for the vehicles, and they said that we didn't qualify for it because of our poverty rate and all that. That numbers were all incorrect. The USDA grant's fixing to come up, and we've already talked with some of them, and they said that the numbers were completely wrong.
That's what we're thinking, is the numbers are wrong.
On the paper, it says that Fulton is more poverty rate than Hickman does, which is crazy. It messed with the sheriff's office as well with the USDA grant. But the USDA grant is fixing to open up again, and I plan on applying for that as well, but we've got to get all of our numbers right first.
Where do the numbers come from? Census?
Someone smarter than us, evidently.
Census and HUD. And what Matea told me she thinks has happened is at the last census, people just simply didn't report their income. And if you didn't report your income, then they didn't have any numbers to base it on. So they didn't, that didn't count. And that's where they think there's a disconnect. Is that, you have a lot of people going out here and telling people to make sure that you're counted in the census, but there's certain demographic information they want you to provide, and if you don't provide it, then that part of it doesn't get counted.
I do know when I was at the sheriff's office several years ago, we tried the USDA grant, and it was a 75-25 matching grant. And we were looking at getting 4 vehicles for the price of 1. And somehow the grant slipped through our hands and we lost out on it. But the county itself was 75-25. I don't know why it changed.
Right. Has to be something to do with the census, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, what trees are you talking about?
The trees on the bluff, The trees down there near at the bottom of the access road, near the bottom of the preparation.
They've also got trees that are growing out of those rock structures.
And out of the rock structures.
So you talked to the Corps about that too?
Yeah, oh yeah, we're responsible.
We're responsible.
That's operating and maintenance. That was handed off.
Pushing out on all those
It's
rebar
going,
and all that.
it's going to push out the baskets. So
Mhm.
push that rock out the baskets.
Oh yeah, that's.
They looked at that when they were here. Over the lake fall last year.
Mhm, yeah.
Any other questions? All right, we'll move to unfinished business. First, we have a discussion of approval of surplus and lots in city's possession.
Yeah, I sent y'all this electronically, so I don't know if y'all were able to print them out or not, but there's several. It turns out the city owns several random lots. I don't know if that's where the city tore down dilapidated structures or what, but we own some random lots throughout the city. And this actually came about from a conversation from a gentleman that moved down to Davis Street on the other end opposite me, that I didn't know him, but that he's moved in to a house up on the opposite end of the street, and he's adjacent to a city-owned lot off of Davis Street. And we don't know why the city owns that lot exactly, other than maybe, like I said, there used to be a house there, and it fell into disrepair. So I'm sure that's probably part of why the city went with it. There's some lots. There's some additional lots in West Hickman that the city owns. The old E.W. James store lot, the original one. There's some lots in East Hickman, Nelson, Atwood, Ivy, that the city owns. There's one off Moscow that the city owns. My thinking was just to show those to you all and to see if there was any desire maybe to move those, and we could take any proceeds. Of course, you have to just do sealed bids, give everybody a chance. But proceeds could go towards demolishing some dilapidated properties. Helpful for that.
And then you got eight lots.
Yeah, something like 7 or 8 that I discovered that were just. There was one I know there's one up there behind the police station we don't really want to get rid of, I don't think, because if I'm not mistaken, the fire department uses it.
So what can you do with it?
You can surplus them. Take sealed bids on them.
How many do we have?
7, I believe.
I think there was 2 and one
Yeah.
photo on there. Some of them borderline properties that
We got some of them that's being used. We got some of them that's being used that I looked at.
right.
So,
Yeah, we want to make sure they're not being used. Another one is used by the fire department, we will sell it. But we also want to make sure if they're being used, that we know they're being, we know who's owning them, for insurance purposes. What they're being used for.
We're maintaining the lots, mowing
Hard to know. Now, some of it, I know the one on Davis Street's kind of grown up back in the back. It's got a lot of good, it's got a lot of brush on it.
them. With the exception of the one at that police department. I would, put them on surplus and put them up for sealed bids and see if anyone's interested in them.
Say that one that's downtown, that used to be where they store all the stuff, but we don't use the gates. We got new gates
At
out.
one point in time, there was a building there
Yeah.
that they housed the timbers that they used for the floodgates.
But there's nothing there.
Old concrete slab.
Yeah.
Make a decision tonight on surplus in that, or would you like to table it and come back and
Have you been and looked at all of them?
I haven't looked at all of them. They're just, they're lots.
They're scattered,
They're scattered.
lots that you're not gonna be able to consolidate and make them. You can, honestly, you can take that and use what you do make off of it on some improvements to your parks. I would like to see.
That's what needs to be done. I mean, I know we said months ago we were gonna start tearing down some homes. We haven't even started that yet, have we?
Not yet. We've been slow running into some issues with properties we've identified. So, and it's gonna be a process trying to get some of them pulled down.
If you're going to surplus them, I think they need to be specifically listed
Mm-hmm.
and need some more information.
We can do that. Get a specific list and get a size.
Well, they need to be, surveyed.
Yeah, well, they have to be certain.
Well, I would look and see what your descriptions are,
Mhm.
but I think you need deed references, probably,
Yeah, I
site
have the
numbers
deed
or whatever to
references
actually surplus them.
and the map numbers from the
Yeah.
PBS. I have all that.
Let's gather all of that information.
Mhm.
I've got something that I've been trying to work on over, along that fence line, and the park that's dilapidated, it's gonna be, there's an area,
Yeah,
of
there's-
ground behind that that would be nice to add into that park, and maybe able to put some, baseball field or something back over there. So, gotta get hold of the right people, though. So, entertain a motion to table that discussion.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion by
Second.
Commissioner Bridges, second by Commissioner, Griggs.
Yeah.
Okay. G's and G's.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Commissioner Gann,
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Mayor Cox.
All right. Next item of business will be resolution 26-R009 to allow the mayor to enter into a municipal road aid cooperative agreement with the state of Kentucky.
Yes. Resolution of the City Commission in the City of Hickman, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to execute a municipal aid co-op program contract between the City of Hickman, Kentucky and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2026, as provided in the Kentucky Revised Statutes, and accepting all streets referred to therein as being streets which are part of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, setting forth the terms and conditions of same, and detailing the rights and obligations of the parties. Be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute the municipal aid co-op program contract between the City of Hickman and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid for cooperation between the parties for the construction, reconstruction, and maintenance of certain roads and bridges using its share of municipal road aid funds apportioned to it by the Department of Transportation. The Commission here does hereby accept all streets referred to in said contract as being city streets which are a part of the City of Hickman, and said agreement sets forth the rights and obligations of the parties and the terms, procedure, and obligations of the parties. Adopted and approved this 11th day of May, 2026.
Any discussion? I didn't get a full copy of it. First disbursement is what,
It's on the back.
26,388. What is the total?
45,000.
45?
Yeah, it's
It's
down.
down.
Yeah.
It's
It's down a bit. It's down about $10,000 from what we
Right.
normally get.
It's usually about 57, 58. All right, any discussion? Entertain a motion to enter into, approve this resolution. Motion by Commissioner Gittens, seconded by Commissioner Holloway. Commissioner Bridges.
Yes.
Commissioner Gann,
Yes.
Commissioner Holland.
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes, sir. Next item will be Resolution 26R-10 to allow the mayor to enter into an agreement with Rico for City Hall printer. We've been having a terrible time with printers over the past month.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Rico to provide for the printer lease at City Hall. Be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute an agreement with Rico for a lease of the printer for use in City Hall. Said agreement sets forth the terms, service agreements, costs, and obligations of the parties. Adopted and approved this 11th day of May 2026.
Any discussion? Robert, you may give them a rundown. I was up here the other day, they were printing some papers.
It just, the printer that we got from, the printer the city got from R.J. Young, it predates me, but, the agreement they've had with R.J. Young, they have not been real receptive to repair requests or maintenance requests. And it's printing out crinkled pages, sometimes it skips prints, it double prints, it's not good. And we're close to the end of that contract with them, and so we kind of scared out. And Rico is offering us a brand new machine that does the same capacity as the machine that we've got in there that's several years old, and it's going to be a little bit cheaper. Where RJ Young charges a flat rate, Rico charges it's a little over a penny per page, plus a base rate for the maintenance and everything. And it comes out a little bit cheaper, and know that we have to pay the toner for the printer that's in there under R.J. Young. The toner's included in the original contract, so that's a little bit of savings on our part there. And we had Rico with the county, always had a good relationship with them out of the county. If we needed something with the printer, they always were receptive, and other offices that had printers out there under Rico have always been receptive with it too.
Right. Any questions? Entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
Make a motion.
There's a motion by Commissioner Holloway,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bridges.
Commissioner Bridges.
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon.
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway.
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes, sir. Next item of business would be to reconsider closing the city hall from 11 to 11:30 for a lunch period. I think the girls have presented that back at the last meeting. And with the office being, and Robert, you can chime in here and everything, the office, they broke down a lot of the positives that have come from that. Right now, we're running short-staffed in that office, and especially when you've got training and things like that. It's also the same time that Public Works is on lunch, so there's not a whole lot going on. And what they're proposing is that it would be consistent with the lunch breaks of other local businesses. I think Hickman Electric shuts down, and would also give them the ability to do the same.
Post office, Hickman Electric, Farm Bureau,
Right.
housing authority shuts down. Most businesses, most of your office businesses do shut.
Right.
Bank is only.
One thing that we have run into is that when you do the staggered lunches and they're short staffed right now, you're leaving one person in that office and you have people come in from time to time to possibly pay taxes or do things that are only available to be done by the city clerk. And if they come in during her lunch break, which is, it could be 10:30 to 11. and they would have to come back at a later date. So if we could get a constant schedule down, then people may, well, that may work out better for the public. And, that's a decision that y'all would need to do. And Robert, being the city manager, you know, can put in input on how he feels like it would affect business and morale in the office.
I think once your public got used to it, I think it would be better. I know that it is, you know, and I've been there, done that. It is aggravating if you come up to do business that specifically the city clerk needs to do for you, and the city clerk's unavailable, and you didn't know.
Right.
So you're kind of frustrated. It is frustrating. And of course, right now, we've got some situations going on that won't last forever, but you've got some situations with the road construction here, getting here, and being short-staffed that, you know, make that a little bit tougher, make that a little bit more frustrating. I think also closing the city hall, of course, guarantees them the lunch. You know, you're not having to. I know a lot of times you get to doing something and you get to doing a task and you don't feel like, you know, you want to try to get it done or try to get it finished or try to, you know, and by the time you get it done, you look at your clock, it's 1 o'clock.
Right. And by law, you're required to offer a lunch break at certain times during the day. I think
Yes,
three
KRS.
3 or 4 hours
Yeah.
into the shift.
Between the 3rd and 5th hour, I believe is what KRS 337 says.
So it just makes it more structured lunch. This is your lunch period. You have to stop and go to lunch.
You have to stop and go to lunch.
You have it completely up to you guys.
I hate closing the office for any reason, because it sucks going down there to the post office during the daytime and trying to mail something, and it's your lunch break, and you can't get in the front door, like, I need a stamp right now, and I've got to be back at work, because I have 30 minutes. And right now, we're playing the road game around here, trying to get from one side to the other. Yeah, that's annoying, and I really hate to do that to the general public. Just dropping off a bill, you know, or your automatic withdrawal didn't go through, or something like that, is not the day that you want to find out that, oh, well, they have lunch for 30 minutes now. That's my opinion, though. I mean, you guys.
And you do have a night drop.
Yeah.
Deposit box.
Yeah.
And
If there's a reason why somebody would come up here that would be upsetting or something, you know, something got mixed up, something messed
if you
up,
advertise,
changed.
if you advertise it,
Yeah,
then that would be known.
that's my take on it. I'll let you guys.
There would be no one here at all from 11 to 11:30
Going in the office.
going to the office.
You did that. If you did a set lunch period, you would shut it down. See, they've always done it staggered in the past, and it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. It's just one of those things that just is. And of course, I'm a little biased because I come from a profession where I chipmunk food all the time because there was no, you know, and it just depends, you know, if I was lucky enough to have an officer that could relieve me in Fulton when I worked in Fulton, I got a break. If I didn't, I had to, you know, work and eat too. And of course, same with county a lot of times. So you does shut down City Hall, but you do, you know, the biggest thing I guess is that it does guarantee that there is a stoppage and there is a break for everybody.
Do they do that at Public Works? Do they stop at a certain time?
They stop at 11 and take their break. And police is a whole different world. Theirs is a little bit differently.
Yeah.
My thought complaint on that.
Of course, it can be unpaid. It's lunch for. Other than police, lunch or things unpaid.
All right.
Police is covered under police bill of rights.
There's no further discussion, I will open the floor up for a motion. I have a motion. So that's that. For lack of a motion. The next item of business will be hire Jessica Goodman, been her off of probation as a payroll utility clerk. Especially, you know, the letter.
I have a letter if I can find it. She presented.
This
But she has finished her 90 days probation, and she has done a very good job. Like I say, she's been helping a lot with making sure the trash situation gets handled here with them. Jessica Goodman's completed her 90-day probationary period as of May 1st, and reviewing her work, she performed excellently, especially in the wake of the office being shorthanded due to the loss of our utility billing coordinator. She's taken over handling the work order side of public works and handling that associated paperwork. She does help out with utility payments, doesn't hesitate to jump in and help wherever she's needed. She's also helped a lot with a lot of this trash pickup stuff and helped me a lot with that, trying to get that straightened out, and getting those situations straightened out. She's worked well with the public, and her goals is going to be to continue learning that payroll system and continue to help out with the utility billing position as that person has to be hired and trained. And of course, as typical of all post-probationary employees who do complete probation successfully, we recommend an adjustment of $1 an hour.
So she done finished her 90 days probation
Yes,
period?
she's finished.
You have to go back retroactively to the
May 1st, yeah.
All right, any discussion? Entertain a motion
Make a
to
motion. Second.
just full-time status, non-probation. All right, have a motion by Commissioner Holloway, seconded by Commissioner Gannon.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Mayor Dodd.
Next, there's approval of adjustment for Shauna Peckham for earning her associate's degree.
Yes, that is the reason why she's not here tonight. She is walking, she is graduating and earning her associate's degree. City policy, that was something that was started under David for its employees achieving a degree level while working for the city, whether that be associates, bachelor's or master's, is a $1 per hour adjustment in pay while continuing to pursue their education while working for the city. And she did take, her majors is not in business, but she takes several business courses this last semester. So she has taken some courses that help her in city government.
And what will that adjustment be?
$1 per hour. That's what is typical for people who get their degree.
Any other discussion? I'll open the floor for a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Bridges, seconded by Commissioner Holloway.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes, sir. All right, next item of business is approved Officer Matt Thomas promotion to role of evidence technician. Discussion there? I guess you discussed that.
I guess I've already discussed that. I forgot that was on there. But we're more than happy to talk about it again.
Effective on the 6th.
Correct.
That's a very important role because when you came in, we had a mess up there in the evidence room.
Mess is likely.
No comment? Okay.
It's been a long work in progress. Once again, I keep on referring back to the sheriff's office. Chad actually sent 2 of his deputies up there, and we worked hard on that evidence room, and it has come a long way. If you've seen it before to what it is now, it looks really good now. It actually has a system.
All right. I'll have taken, entertain a motion to approve this promotion.
What motion? Second.
Motion by Commissioner Bridges, seconded by Commissioner Gannon.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Next item of business will be to advertise for a non-certified police officer. And we advertised for a certified, but
Yes, we did advertise for certified for, I think, almost 3 weeks. I did start an advertisement for a non-certified officer, I want to say last week. We do have a few good candidates that have turned in applications. I was actually really surprised with some of the candidates that have applied for it. We have some good local people. So, we're gonna take applications a couple more weeks and then we'll start the interview process.
start your interview process. How many classes are we running through Madisonville? You think you may be able to get them into Madisonville?
I think 4 a year.
4 a year. When spring, summer, and fall?
I would have to get on there. Look, I know they've got one in Richmond starting in July, because I think that's, or let's call him his nickname, Brock is gonna be going
To Richmond?
in July.
Madisonville?
Richmond.
Somebody told me he's gonna go to Madisonville.
No, I'm pretty sure he's going to Richmond.
That helps out a lot to have that in Madison.
Drive time it does.
Okay. I'll try to shoot, maybe we can catch one of those. All right. Approval to advertise for that?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Gannon. Second by Commissioner Holloway.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Mayor Coulter.
Yes, sir. How's the coverage going? Cut back down. Are you running 410s? What are you running?
Mostly 212s and 210s.
I know you got some crazy times going.
It's been busy.
Well, we appreciate y'all working like that. Shorthand, a lot of stress in it. All right, next we have resolution 26R11 to allow the mayor to enter into a renewal agreement with Paradigm for public notifications required by the Division of Water and Public Service Commission.
This is the program that John Gallimore got us going in back last year. Paradigm makes all your public notifications for your public service, for your gas and your water and stuff, your annual notifications that you have to have. And they make sure that everything about any kind of road stuff, any kind of water stuff, your water reports and gas reports are all set up.
I think what happened on that was we got a team on by Public Service Commission.
Public Service
It
Commission.
was something that was probably related to turnover in the office and that wasn't getting filed. So this group pay them, and if it's not filed, it goes back on them.
And they've been handling neighboring cities in the area for years with this. I mean, they've been handling this for, John's been working with it for decades.
Any discussion? Not entertain a motion to enter into this resolution. I'm gonna read it now.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Paradigm Alliance, Inc. for the purpose of spring and fall public awareness to provide critical information to the public concerning public notices for water, sewer, and natural gas systems within the City of Hickman, Kentucky, setting forth the terms and conditions of same and detailing the rights and obligations of the parties. Be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute the agreement with Paradigm Alliance, Inc. to provide public notice to the citizens and businesses of the City of Hickman concerning information about the water, sewer, and gas systems of the city. Said agreement sets forth the rights of the parties in terms, procedures, and obligations of the parties. Adopted and approved this 11th day of May, 2026.
Unless, any discussion? Open the floor up for a motion to, have a motion by Commissioner Howland,
Second.
second by Commissioner Gann.
Commissioner Hall.
Yes.
Commissioner Gann.
Yes.
Commissioner Bridges.
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes, sir. Next item of business will be to advertise for bids to replace the return active sludge, RAS and waste active sludge water pumps at the wastewater plant. Discussion. I think they were determined to be the wrong type of pumps,
Yes,
right?
we discovered that there were supposed to be a different style of clarifier there, different style of clarifier there than what is there. So now the thought process, we've had two groups look at that, including the Water Management Services, which is doing our I&I study. And the thought process is to replace those pumps with the correct ones, and that would solve a lot of issues of the wastewater plant. Of course, that's going to run into some money. It's not going to be as much as some of the other stuff that we have to do, thank goodness, but we are probably looking at about $2,000 to replace those pumps correct, the correct ones with the correct temperature, because you got to have climate. With them being above ground, there's got to be climate protection, and there's got to be over voltage protection, because we've had over voltage problems with pumps before. And so we definitely want to have the over voltage and your climate protection, and be able to keep them kind of climate controlled, because you don't want them freezing. And this is to replace the ones in the ground, and of course we'll be addressing some of that probably, but still have not found some clarity on that yet with the Division of Water. Still working on that with the USDA on what happened there, as far as why back in 2019 we didn't get the right pumps.
Right, and that would be a real engineering question.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not what you're talking about here, the ones you showed me there in your office?
Mm-hmm.
These are different ones?
No, these are the ones I showed in the office, the big guys. Yeah, that's it. These are them. These are those. Mm-hmm.
So, advertise for these, then we're going to seek out grant money.
Yeah, we can seek out funding. We also do have some reserve we can borrow if we have to. So we may look at that route too, because we're, like I say, grants are nice if we can get them, but I would rather not get in the situation that system got into to get the money there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to miss your money. Okay. Any further discussion? Entertain a motion to seek out bids for the rising water pumps at the wastewater plant.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion by Commissioner Bridges,
Second.
second by Commissioner Howland.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Commissioner Gann,
Yes.
Commissioner Howland,
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes. All right. accidentally skipped over the discussion on the feral cat ordinance, and we need to go back and do that. I have a feral cat ordinance up here.
Yeah, I submitted one, I don't know if it was 2 meetings ago or what, y'all look over. Is that the one that I sent you?
When you sent me electronically.
I don't, is this the original one that I sent?
The one you sent electronically recently.
So,
Last time you seen it.
like I said before, we were having a lot of issues with cats damaging people's underpinnings of their house, their vehicles, inside their shops, tearing up all kinds of different properties. As it sits now, there is no city ordinance on cats within the city. We have city ordinance on any other animal you can possibly think of except for cats. This is something that DeAndre and me come up with. Pretty much we've taken a bunch of different cities' ordinances and tried to apply them where they can fit in the city of Hickman. The reason why I asked that it looked different than the one that I had. But anyways, if y'all could look over that.
Is this something that we need to work with KLC on?
It would need to be worked on. I will add that, is it, whatever the animal rescue over in Fulton is, Darcy, they have a neuter and spay program where they have low-cost spay and neuter, where they take the animals and have them transport them to the surgery and bring them back. So they would be really good partners to do this.
She has mentioned willingness to partner with us.
The only problem with that is the city's out the money.
No, like people, I mean, the best of all possible worlds, talk about these caretakers, either residents or people would, or she would help people trap and then transport them and then get them spayed, neutered. I think it's $40 or $50.
It's not.
Just an option, it's just some help for people, and people like it talks about not owners, but caretakers and only caretakers and people that really would get in there and start trying to help. That's a really good resource.
Like you said, I don't know that you want to get into a situation where the city's putting the entire bill, because you have enough trouble right now gaining the funding, you know, even from the county part on the other animal control. The money's not there to do sufficiently what you need to do with dogs or anything else. With the number of cats you've got around, something, I don't know. There's got to be a group to help with the cost of these feral cats. Maybe we need to try to work with KLC and see if we can find some type of funding or something like that to help go along with that, and work with the Darcy Open Pool. Work with her. She seems to have a good hold on it.
And then to reach out to other city managers and see what other towns are doing to be further experienced.
Yeah, and try to keep this up on the front, because the cats are bad. I've seen them all over Little General and even over here at Lowe's, you know, this parking lot. You know, it's just, sure enough, Kyle, you know, so we need to stay on that. And we'll just have a discussion on that, no action on it, is what we've got.
I think my issue with it is I don't think picking up cats and spading them and releasing them back in the city is solving any problems. And that's what some people are doing. Like the thing that Ms. Leanne sent was they were catching cats, spading them, then releasing them back.
I think it's put their ears too. So,
Yeah, they cut the corners off their ear and mark them so somebody else knows they're spaded, but, you know, what, other than somebody paying for a cat to get spaded and then released back to tear up somebody else's property, I mean, what's the money for?
exactly.
That's just my opinion.
All right, let's look into that deeper. Because they become a nuisance. Move on to resolution 26R-12, allowing the mayor to enter agreement with Lane for well 3 inspection.
Yes, we had two quotes, and Lane was actually the more expensive quote, but I had rural water, we had a representative of rural water down this past month. Had that person review the quotes, and she said this was definitely apples to oranges. That the other company there were some issues with the other company's quotation, and she just didn't feel comfortable with their quote, with it being realistic. The camera study didn't really have detail that Lane does for the TDI, and there wasn't as much detail as far as once they take that pump out of that well, they were going to take it to their shop, but they didn't. Lane is definitely going to cap the well for us. The other group, not really sure on all of that. That's kind of up in the air. So she kind of suggested that we stay with the company that put that well in place, Lane, and they've done all the maintenance on it today. Lane has.
This is a $58,000.
Yeah, we would have to use some reserve to do it, but we really need to get it done. This was well 3 rehab was part of our original grant with the water plant, but we need to know what kind of shape well 3 is in before we go putting money into rehabbing it, because one of the big problems is that was the one that was causing your discolored water, your rust.
It needs to be set at a different depth.
Or it may not be, whether it's usable at all.
And it's supposed to be the highest rated pump. It's the pumps the most water, right?
It's the one producing the most water. Of course, as it stands now, the other two are producing plenty of water, but that one does produce the most water.
Any discussion? All right. Open for a motion.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Lane Christensen Company to perform rehabilitation work on well 3 of the city's water plant, setting forth the terms and conditions of same and detailing the rights and obligations of the parties. Be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Hickman, Kentucky, that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute the agreement with Lane Christensen Company to provide rehabilitation services for well 3 at the city's water plant, including pulling the pump, inspecting same, performing a static camera survey, and analyzing the general health of the well. Said agreement sets forth the rights of the parties and the terms, procedure, and obligations of the parties. Adopted and approved this 11th day of May 2026.
Entertain a motion to approve that resolution and have this study done.
Make a motion.
A motion by Commissioner Holloway, seconded by Commissioner Young.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Mayor Carter.
Yes, sir. All right, next, the resolution 26-R13 to allow mayor to enter in an agreement with First Response Security Services for improved cameras in City Hall.
I believe this is what you talked about with Sean, and I talked about with Sean, and she got a quote from First Response Security Services for upgrade cameras. Of course, right now we just got the Amazon special, as I call it. which is better than nothing, but, you know, it has its limitations. This would put cameras more strategically in the building and probably free up one for in here. And also would be some that could go outside. The ones that the Amazon special, we don't put outside. And you'll have problems, but these would be the waterproof, where you can put them out, you can put them outside and have them in the parking lot.
There are some,
Went outside window, the table.
there currently are some on the outside of the building, but
They're the older ones. Yeah,
I don't know how long they've been here.
they've been here, they've been here a long time.
Video quality, you looked at them before, video quality, not very good on the ones
Yeah.
outside. And positioning,
I don't know that I've seen the ones outside, the ones inside are okay. The ones that I have up there at the PD, I don't know if they're the same as here. They're good, you can see in detail, read a t-shirt within, I don't know, 40, 50 yards maybe. After that, it's Minecraft people.
that's what I'm trying to get to.
It surprised me, I ain't gonna lie.
No, $10,000.
Yeah, it was like just under $10,000.
I would say,
I would like to see what other bids we got before I would be okay.
Reach out to some other companies.
Yeah, that's high in the day of digital cameras nowadays.
right,
Yeah.
and if you go, that may be something that you want to look at in the next budget cycle,
Yeah.
which is a few months away. You've got cameras in place now.
Yeah, we got
that.
that.
The ones outside are just old. So. I'm feeling discussion. Everybody, what I'm feeling is everybody wants to put this down and get them receiving more bids, so we'll table this and maybe, entertain a motion to send more bids on the cameras.
I'll make a motion to see more bids.
Second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Bridges, second by Commissioner Gannon.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Mayor Carlton.
Yes, sir. All right. All right, next item of business will be accept Glenn Jones's resignation from the Kenton EMS Board. This letter of resignation dated April 23rd, 2026. Dear Heath, I'm formally tendering my resignation to the EMS Board effective immediately. Due to scheduling conflicts, I do not feel like I can be beneficial to the EMS Board. Thanks for the opportunity to serve Fulton County. Respectfully, Glenn Jones. Along with that, need a motion to accept that resignation. And we will need to start seeking individuals to serve on that board.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bridges to accept the resignation, seconded by Commissioner Gannon.
Commissioner Bridges,
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon,
Yes.
Commissioner Holloway,
Yes.
Mayor Carlton.
Yes, sir. All right, next we will have public comments. In the public comment section of the City of Commission meeting of the City of Hickman. Welcomes residents and visitors to attend and speak at the City Commission meetings. When public comment is allowed, the chair will recognize speakers, ask for the name for record, and set a reasonable 2-minute time limit so that everyone has a fair chance to be heard. There will be a 20-minute time limit to public comments. Comments should be about city business and shared with respectful manner. To keep meetings safe and productive, the chair may step in if comments become disruptive, threatening, or prevent the meeting from continuing. The guidelines apply equally to everyone and are not based on speaker's opinion or viewpoint. Our goal is simply to hear from the public while keeping meetings orderly, respectful, and focused on serving the community. Right. So right now, I will open the floor up to public comments.
Come up here.
Sure.
Sit down or stand or.
Sit down preferably.
Okay. My name is Will Greer. I'm here on behalf of the Four Rivers Career Academy. I know that the city has reached out to the school, to our welding program, to build some bridges for our city parks. We recently just completed one of those. It's going to be a very nice addition to the park, I believe. It's going to last longer than I'll be around, should anyway. And we have completed that project. I know that there's been some talk of doing some more, and we're willing to do that. So I just wanted to come and tell y'all about kind of how our project went. We had 4 students who helped us more. They did the majority of the work along with my help, and those 4 students were Wesley Goodman, Tristan Gascoigne, Cooper Scott, and Trenton Rowe. Those guys kind of got a little bit more experience than the rest. I kind of let them kind of help me, and I kind of guided them how we did it and got it done. So, we have one little bit to finish up on one of the handrails, and other than that, it is completed and ready to go on the park. So, I think it'd be good for the park. So.
They painted, you said?
It is not painted. We don't do it. We can't do any painting because we don't have a paint booth. In the school, the state is pretty strict on about those types of things. So everything we do what?
What would you recommend to put on those to keep them from?
Just whatever color you wanted to go with. Just a high, like I would do a high heat paint. For sure, a primer. And it doesn't have to be professionally painted, I wouldn't think, but if you just use a primer, a high heat paint, it should be fine. Everything is going to be bare, clean metal, so it shouldn't need much as far as prep work on that.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And then I don't know if I'm allowed to say community cleanup is Saturday. Hope to see everybody there.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, Gerald Mack, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
First thing is those houses that supposed to be tearing down. You saying that you have some type of problem with them?
Yes, sir. We're running into some problems with liens and stuff on them, and that makes it difficult to tear down and take possession of them because of the liens. We have to get that figured out first.
You got, what happens when you put a lien on a house when they're torn down or anything like, we can't go on that property and do anything because like banks already have loans against those for outstanding mortgages and things like that.
All right. Well, the one next to me, when I brought out information to him, someone just bought a lane. Now it's 26 years that I've been there, so it's 26 years behind. But he bought 1 year, I think it was 2008, 2009. And he's holding up the whole process. How is that? Why didn't you go ahead and if you want to claim something, you should buy all of the lien? You see what I'm saying? So he spent $100 and something, and now he has the whole city tied up.
That would be a question to ask the county attorney.
Is it a tax, they bought a tax year, a tax lien?
Yes. You said you checked into it, right? I gave you the number, gave you
Yeah.
all the information.
Some tax liens, there's about $4,000 in tax liens on the property.
Unfortunately, what these, and it's probably a tax lien.
It's a company, yes, in
And
Kentucky,
that's-
yeah.
Yes, and that's, they make a living off buying these tax liens and then suing, bringing a lawsuit against the owners and asking for foreclosure of the property. And their hope is either that the person who owns it, they don't know if somebody's living in it or not. They're just buying tax liens at the sheriff's office. They file a suit. They hope that the person will say, "Oh, please don't foreclose on the home. How much do I owe you?"
Right.
And they say, "Well, $100 plus $1,500 plus $2,000, add all these fees in there," and that's how they make money. Or the person doesn't respond, and they ask that it be sold at Master Commissioner's sale. And then it's sold, and for whatever it's sold for, they get their little bit out of it. I guess it's a gamble. And then somebody buys it off the Master Commissioner. And then the other liens will be there still against the property.
Okay. So I can go and pay, the tax on it for 2026 and I'll be in the vote with them? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
you can get in the boat with them, yeah. Now, if you're gonna get in the middle of the river, or you're gonna make it to the other side, I don't know, but yes.
So basically, everything's is at a standstill.
They will probably move to,
Not just on that property, I mean, it was 7 of them that they were supposed to have been trying to tear down, but I haven't seen it, you know.
I don't know about the other ones, but if they're tax liens again, I just know that those companies are from Northern Kentucky.
Right,
None
yes,
of them, and
yeah, gave me all the information on them, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about is this water pump for West Hickman. I think you said that the bill's gonna be around $200,000.
Water pump.
West Hickman,
Actually, it's actually though, it's not West, I think there's two things that are going on. West Hickman is the roof on the pumping station. That's already done. That's not $30,000. The WASP pump, it's a pump for the sewer plant. It's for the whole city.
okay.
That's the entire, that's
Two separate.
Two separate, okay.
Two separate
I'm trying to,
locations. One's in East Hickman.
Yeah, the pumps that's gonna be $2,000 are sewer station in East Hickman, start the whole town.
okay, then you mentioned that,
200.
200,000, yeah, that's what it said, that's what I'm looking at. Then you mentioned something about, the pumps you all bought in 2019 were the wrong type.
They're the wrong.
Is this going in the same location?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the same location, it's just a different type of pump.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're still working with Division of Water and the engineer and different ones trying to find out what exactly happened in 2019, because I wasn't around much, you know, so we're trying to figure out what happened at that time as to what happened with those pumps. Because that would have been approved probably in 2018, I would guess.
That was part of a project that had a contractor bill engineering.
Okay,
They put the wrong pumps.
Okay, my next question is, has the bill been paid or are we still paying them for something?
That's that long gone.
It was just 7 years ago. Well,
Oh,
Maybe
yes,
that's-
8 years ago. I'm trying to figure out, yeah.
Since then.
that company is paid, but we still pay the bond payments on the loan.
Okay. You mentioned something about the U.S. United States Department of Agriculture grants for money to buy patrol cars.
That was something they did several years ago. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything about patrol cars this time.
That was just 3 minutes.
I thought you said 20. Thank you. You did say 28.
I said 20 for the entire.
Can you answer his question on
Can
it?
answer your question.
Yeah, USDA, I don't know if they're meeting for police cars. I don't know if they're meeting for
As of
that.
right now, the grant is not open yet, but it is going to open up here within a few months.
Maybe for different pieces of equipment. We won't know until it opens as far as what equipment you purchase with it.
Historically, yes, I don't know that Hickman PD has tried, but in the past, we've tried through different entities,
Right, you get,
and getting new vehicles.
right. You get your pay taxes, you get something back off of it.
I think that's the same thing, type of plan that, the sheriff's department went through.
I want to say almost every agency, I know Hickman County done it, Clinton PD done it. At one point in time, it was a 75-25, which the state was paying 75% of the loan. So you could get 4 vehicles for the price of one. And it was one payment for 4 vehicles, fully equipped. I mean, all you have to do is put a radio in it, and you get 4 brand new vehicles. But like I said, the grant is not open as of right now. But when it does open, for sure, I will definitely be inquiring about it.
Anyone else?
I'll just say it. So Commissioner, City Manager Briggs made a statement that he wasn't around much in 2019 when that decision was made for those pumps. Was he not a commissioner at that time?
Just started.
I would have to look back and see.
Yeah, I just started started on it, so I wouldn't know much about it, because it's April of 19, I don't think it was I think it was voted on before then,
Right. The commissioner
took office.
didn't handle a whole lot of that stuff anyway. It was between.
Y'all wouldn't have made a vote
attorneys.
on that.
We would have voted on it.
Y'all would have been given information and made a vote on it.
We would have. All right, anyone else? All right, move on. Executive session pursuant to section 1F and 1C. Motion to go into executive session.
I make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bridges, seconded by Commissioner Howell.
Commissioner Bridges?
Yes.
Commissioner Gannon?
Yes.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
And Mayor Carlton?
Yes, sir.